Room.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to another episode of CxO Global. My name is Hassaan, and I'm the moderator of today's session. Our topic for today is educational technology and the changing landscape of education in Pakistan. And with me is an exciting panel today. Let me introduce my panelist. We have with us Mr. Mohammad Kashif Siddiqui, who is the Senior Vice President IT Governance at Khushali Microfinance Bank Limited. With me also, I have Mr. Syed Kazim Ali, Senior Manager Global Strategy at HERDEM Attorneys and at Law. Also, Mr. Mohammad Asadullah, who is the Global Tech Talent in UK. Um, uh, Rabia Ali Mohammed, who is the founder of Silverleaf International School, will be joining us shortly. Also, I have with me Mr. Syed Wajhat, who is the founder of Learning Pitch. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. How are you all?
Alhamdulillah, good.
Perfect. So let's start with my first question, Mr. Kashif. What do you think is the current state of education in Pakistan, and what are the major challenges that we face today?
Yeah, thank you, Hassan. Thank you all. First of all, thank you, Global CxO Global, inviting me for this session. And by the way, this topic is very much relevant to me because of my overall experience in banking, especially in teaching as a visiting faculty since so many years around. I would say 15 years. So right now we are, in a very older fashion, by the way, in terms of teaching design, teaching pattern, teaching style. Still, we have class-based teaching. There is no as such online facility available. Yes, we had in the past, right, at the time of COVID, for around 3.5 years. But overall, the design pattern is very much old. Uh, the main challenge which I am facing right now while being part of a visiting for different universities as a visiting faculty, that we still have, first of all, there is no such remote facility available for this activity. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, very much
Yeah,
audible.
perfect, perfect. And the second is what the gap between academia and industry. That is a very much huge gap and getting bigger day by day. Why? Because we have a acute shortage. If I'm talking about as a banker, as a part of organization or industry, we have a huge shortage of skilled person. We are expecting so many people. We are having, by the way, we are having, by the way, so many vacancies in our bank. But to be very honest, most of the time we are not able to fill up those positions because of people coming in as an interviewer, maybe fresh, maybe skilled, maybe expert, but there is no as such industry level understanding to get things done while joining or after joining. So that's a major gap to me, and there are so many. I would come to you as long as go ahead with the program. Thank you.
Sure. Asad, you wanted to add something on the question?
Yes, Hassan. So we have an understanding like there is a shortage of talent in Pakistan, and due to like education structure, we are not producing enough talent which can help us in industry. But I have like different feedback on that. What I have seen so far, we have enough talent. We have, you can say, uh, great students who are working beyond, have a lot of experience with, you can say, bigger companies like as a volunteer and all that. But when they come into the market, they are going into a software company and a service company. They don't have opportunities like Amazon, YouTube, or Google, just like in India. So I think on bigger level we are not giving them enough opportunities actually. So talent is there, but opportunities are not there, and for that I think government or someone has to take that initiative. You have to be very kind to the students, please. And when they graduate, they don't have to go to a software house, but they should be getting exposure of some bigger company, some, you can say, big five or something. Why we haven't got any head? I would say, like in India, they are expanding. Microsoft, like I think a week ago they launched another software house, sorry, a company of Microsoft, right? And then this year they had a Apple company, right? We are competing with different countries and even our region, but we don't have any entity here in our country. So you are bashing the students but and the education system, but in industry level we are not. Like, I think no one has been that much successful to get any partner here in Pakistan. There is IBM company, but IBM is not a company with their real entity. They are still working with different name or different entity or as a partner. So I think there is a great need where elders have to work on that, and I think education system will then be more improved because they will be getting more exposure, and then the students will be getting like more drive to work on that skills which they will be needing in the next companies. Thank you.
Well, I think it's a very valid suggestion that you have put up in front of us, and I think the role of academia here is to actually provide mentorship to the students and a guideline on how they can proceed with these kind of opportunities, because that is where we are lacking. Because there is a conventional way of getting into the professional career for a fresh graduate, and we don't provide much opportunities to them to actually opt technology companies as their career startup. Moving on to the next question, and I will route this question to Mr. Kazim. It's particularly about how has the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the adoption of technology in the education space in Pakistan.
Yes, Hassan. As we all know, that COVID has struck us and pushed us into the fourth industrial revolution, and now we are adopting technology. Especially the teachers have to train, and a lot of universities have trained the teachers, and the teachers were actually facing the issues that the audience is not in front of them, but they had to teach it. सो द थिंग इज़ दैट कि अभी हम जो सिचुएशन फेस कर रहे हैं उसमें जो अभी पहले पिछले सवाल की बात हो रही थी उसमें मैं कुछ ऐड करना चाहूँगा पहले, देन आई विल मूव इट टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग कोविड. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एक तो सिचुएशन ये है क्योंकि अराउंड आई हैव सर्व्ड इन द एकेडमिया फॉर अराउंड मोर देन अ डिकेड as a director in a UIT university and head of admission at ICRA University as well. So I think that we are expecting a lot from the universities. The universities' objective is not to produce, to produce workers. Actually, they want to produce some intellect for the society. They want to contribute to the intellectual people to the society, right? So अगर आप ये expect कर रहे हैं यूनिवर्सिटी से कि वो वर्कर्स प्रोड्यूस करेंगे और जो बच्चे हैं वो भी अमूमन ये सोच रहे होते हैं कि भाई हम भी पढ़ लेंगे तो हमारी जॉबें लग जाएंगी और ये हम जो है ना अपना करियर स्टार्ट कर लेंगे, दिस इज़ नॉट गोना वर्क बिकॉज यूनिवर्सिटी इज़ एक्चुअली कंट्रीब्यूटिंग के जो शऊर आ जाए लोगों में, कॉमन सेंस आए और वो सीखने के लिए तैयार हूँ, लर्न टू लर्न करने के लिए तैयार हूँ. जो आगे आने वाली चीज़ें नई जो कि हर वक्त आती रहेंगी. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एक बच्चा जो है वो 2023 में आज एनरोल होता है तो जब वो 4 साल के बाद ग्रेजुएट होगा 2027 में, तो ऑब्वियसली टेक्नोलॉजी मार्केट में चेंज हो चुकी होंगी और कोई नई चीज़ें आ चुकी होंगी. तो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हमेशा कभी भी जो है ना लेटेस्ट चीज़ों के ऊपर नहीं पढ़ा रही होती. यूनिवर्सिटी हमेशा बेसिक साइंसेस के ऊपर पढ़ा रही होती है और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बच्चे को कोप करना पड़ता है कि वो मार्केट में क्या चीज़ें चल रही हैं. और उसमें ऑब्वियसली इंडस्ट्री का एक पार्ट होता है कि रोल प्ले करती है इंडस्ट्री और लाइजॉन करती है एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स के साथ, और वो फिर जाके जो है कुछ काम होता है. अभी जो एक प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है मेन जो है वो है जेनजी का प्रॉब्लम. जेनजी का जो प्रॉब्लम है, दे हैव अ वेरी शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ फोकस, और उसमें अगर उनको जो है वो बोरियत तो नहीं लगती है, उनको समझ नहीं आती चीज़ें, तो दे एक्चुअली डिस्ट्रैक्ट और वो दूसरी तरफ चले जाते हैं. और दे वांट, और एक्चुअली हो भी ऐसी रहा है कि अब क्योंकि ऑटोमेशन का दौर है तो दे वांट टू डू स्मार्ट वर्क इंस्टेड ऑफ द हार्ड वर्क. और जो हमारे पास जो टीचर्स पढ़ा रहे हैं, जो ऑब्वियसली दे आर फ्रॉम द जनरेशन एक्स और बेबी बूमर्स, सो उसमें उनके साथ क्या इशू है कि they used to do the hard work, so they are expecting the same thing from the students कि स्टूडेंट जो है हार्ड वर्क करें और उनको टफ टाइम दिया जाए, बट टफ टाइम उनको जो है वो काम नहीं कर रहा, स्पेशली इफ यू आर आस्किंग टू द कॉर्पोरेट इंडस्ट्री। तो कॉर्पोरेट जो है वो अभी फॉर एग्जांपल आप बात करें जो आपके पास स्पेशली ब्लू चिप कंपनीज हैं या पाकिस्तान की मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज की बात करें, तो वो इस वक्त जो है वो गेमिफिकेशन ला चुकी हैं अपनी रिक्रूटमेंट्स में, क्योंकि उनको पता है कि इनको जो है ना वो रोकने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ अलग करना पड़ेगा। तो अब जो है वो सिचुएशन ऐसी है कि जो लर्निंग मेथडोलॉजीज हैं उसको चेंज करने की नीड है काफ़ी हद तक, ताकि जो इंडस्ट्री एक्सपेक्ट कर रही है उसके हिसाब से स्टूडेंट्स को कुछ ना कुछ चीज़ें सिखाई जाएं। ऑन द अदर हैंड जेनजी जो है उसको भी कुछ चीज़ें समझनी पड़ेंगी कि कुछ ना कुछ तो हमें हार्ड वर्क थोड़ा सा तो अपना रोल प्ले करना पड़ेगा। स्पेशली पाकिस्तानी इंडस्ट्री में भी एक ये प्रॉब्लम है, कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में स्पेशली अगर मैं बात करूं, कि जब बच्चा वहाँ पर जॉब पे आता है तो अब जो उसका मैनेजर है अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो भी बेबी बूमर्स या जनरेशन एक्स से ताल्लुक रखता है, तो वो बोलता है भाई मैंने बहुत मेहनत से सीखा है तो मैं इसको फ्री फंड में क्यों सिखा दूँ, इसको भी थोड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी फिर ये सीखने को मिलेगा इसको, जिसकी वजह से हम आसानी से उनको जो है वो ला नहीं पाते ट्रैक पे। और वो जर्नली इवेंचुअली वो जब फील करते हैं कि उनको एक हॉस्टाइल एनवायरनमेंट मिल रहा है या उनकी बेइज्जती हो रही है या उनको कंफर्ट नहीं दिया जा रहा, उनको ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट नहीं दिया रही, तो दे इवेंचुअली लीव द कंपनी। और वो कंपनी इनिशियली तो नहीं समझ पा रही होती, लेकिन आहिस्ता आहिस्ता अब उनको समझ में आना शुरू हो गया कि भाई इस तरह से लोग चले जाएंगे तो हमारा काम किस तरह से चलेगा। ऑब्वियसली दे आर वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ टैलेंट इन आर कम्युनिटी इन पाकिस्तान, बट वी हैव टू दोनों तरफ से हैंडशेक की ज़रूरत है, उनको भी कुछ चीज़ें समझनी है और जो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं उनको भी कुछ चीज़ें समझनी है, कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर को भी कुछ चीज़ें समझनी है, तो इस तरह से ये चलेगा। अभी जो कोविड की वजह से जो इश्यूज आए उसकी वजह से इनिशियली आई वाज वर्किंग इन लोकल यूनिवर्सिटी एट दैट टाइम जब कोविड आया था, और हमें काफ़ी मुश्किलात हुई थी, खासतौर पे ऐसे जो टीचर्स हैं जो कि सीनियर टीचर्स हैं जिनको पढ़ाते हुए तकरीबन अराउंड 20 ईयर्स हो चुके हैं, 25 साल हो चुके हैं, 30 साल हो चुके हैं, तो दे आर हैविंग सीरियस प्रॉब्लम विद द टेक्नोलॉजी बिकॉज उन्होंने कभी टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करके उस तरह से पढ़ाया नहीं। तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ़ दे आर टेकिंग ऑनलाइन क्लासेज ऑन जूम और समथिंग, और मैंने भी 4 साल टीचिंग करी है, तो इट्स वेरी टफ कि अगर आप टीचिंग कर रहे हो और सामने कोई स्टूडेंट्स मौजूद नहीं है जिनके फेस एक्सप्रेशंस आपको नजर आ रहे हो, तो आपको डायरेक्ट फीडबैक मिल रही हो, तो इट्स नॉट एन ईजी थिंग, स्पेशली ऐसे लोगों के लिए जो 20-25 साल से पढ़ा रहे हैं। तो अब जो है टेक्नोलॉजी काफ़ी हद तक ऑप्ट कर ली गई है गूगल क्लासरूम्स के थ्रू, या जो भी अपने LMS यूज़ कर रही हैं यूनिवर्सिटीज़ उनके थ्रू असाइनमेंट्स भी दिए जा रहे हैं, चीज़ें हो रही हैं, अब काफ़ी हद तक चीज़ें स्मूथनेस की तरफ आ रही हैं और बहुत सारी जो है वो आसानियाँ ऑब्वियसली उससे पैदा हो चुकी हैं, लेकिन अभी इसमें और बहुत सारी चीज़ें होना बाकी हैं।
Correct. And connecting to what you have said, I think my next question is quite relevant, and I will route it towards Mr. Asadullah. What do you think are the most relevant examples of during the COVID time, which has a positive impact on education?
Right. So Hassan, like we are talking about the initiatives and the like edtech startups, right? So
Yes.
like to me and where I have like you can say worked on or I have knowing the teams. So I will like shortlist Outclass and Admetrics. So these were the two big examples, and I know the founding teams. I even worked with them. So if I talk about Outclass was a edtech startup. It was made by Aman. She was LUMS alumna, and she provided like the slogan was Netflix for students. So they made a platform of edtech, and they provided opportunity for the students to uh, learn or prepare the tests or any program from online platform without going to the university or going to academy. So that was one of the great examples we got in COVID times, and they recently got fundraising, and I think $500K were the amount they raised, and currently they are operational. So it is outclass.com, out-class.com or something like that. Then there is an example of Admetrics. Admetrics, I know the team very, you can say, closely, and it was founded by Faryal and Raja. So both siblings made a platform where it was focused on high school students, so anyone can prepare their O levels or A level stuff or biology, these programs all from the online platform instead of going to the school. And they were, I think, a bigger story we got in tech startups, and they raised money in millions, but it was undisclosed. They didn't like provide exact figure. And there was a startup, there was a big company, I think in the Jordan, it was Abwab. They acquired that, and now there are two entities, Abwab like as a parent company, and then Admatrix as a Pakistani, you can say, uh, in shadow, you can say, they are running. So still they are working good, and now they are shifting to telemedicines and all that. So I think these were the great startups we got in pandemic, and everyone got great benefit from them, because there was no online platform for the students available during that times. And now we are seeing, I think, edtech and fintech are, I think, one of the top industries where many startups are being launched every day, or you can say every year. So
So
these are from my
correct.
side.
I think there's great stuff going on, and I think like all of you mentioned earlier as well that these initiatives actually require recognition and right publicity in order to take it to the next level and make it available for the masses. So moving on to the next question, and my next question would be from Mr. Wajhat Abbas. So, what do you think are the key benefits of integrating the technology into the education system of Pakistan, and especially in terms of improving access to quality education?
थैंक यू हसन।
You're welcome, sir.
अच्छा, इसमें अगर मैं ये बात करूँ तो एडटेक जो इंडस्ट्री है पाकिस्तान के अंदर इट्स एट अ वेरी इन्फेंसी स्टेज एंड इट हैज़ बीन स्ट्रगलिंग वेरी हार्ड in a sense that lots of startups who raised money, who started their services almost like during COVID time, most of the startups have been shut down. So, for example, the company which was mentioned by my fellow Asadullah, Abwab, a Jordan-based company, I got to know that they also silently exit from the market 6 months back. Uh, so basically, उसमें सिलसिला ये है कि एडटेक इंडस्ट्री में हमें दो तरह से चीज़ों को देखना होगा। एक तो हमें ये देखना होगा कि जो पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो स्टार्टअप की मार्केट है उसमें जो B2C इंडस्ट्रीज हैं वो अभी तक बहुत ज़्यादा कामयाब नहीं हो पाई। इवन लार्ज कंपनीज लाइक दराज are facing the heat of the market because there are a lot of issues. So, for example, when we started learning tech in 2017, हमने एक साल लगाया, लॉन्च किया इसको। तो हमारा जो बिगेस्ट चैलेंज होता था वो ये होता था कि जो स्टूडेंट्स थे वो किस तरह से हम उनकी प्राइवेसी, अपनी वीडियोस की प्राइवेसी को मेंटेन कर पाएँ, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के अंदर B2C मार्केट के अंदर ये चैलेंज था कि स्टूडेंट्स जो थे वो, चूँकि हमारा कल्चर है पायरेटेड मटेरियल यूज़ करने का, तो सेम गोज़ विद एनी डिजिटल सर्विस एज वेल। So students want to crack the system and they don't want to buy something which they cannot touch. It is not tangible. So lots of companies जो कि एडटेक थी एक बड़े विजन के साथ आई, लेकिन मार्केट में उनमें से बहुत सारी कंपनीज सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाई। I have been part of this edtech industry from last 6 years. I have worked in almost 6-7 countries, also worked with Microsoft, Emirates. So with that technology experience, with that background, I see that there is a हमें बहुत बड़ा अभी एक सफ़र करना है। तो पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो B2C मार्केट है वो कामयाब नहीं है। इवन इट इज फॉर दराज एंड फॉर गुड स्टार्टअप्स एज वेल, दे हैव नॉट बीन वेरी सक्सेसफुल। एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू एडटेक, अनफॉर्चुनेटली पाकिस्तान के जो नंबर्स हैं वो अच्छे नहीं हैं। तो फॉर एग्जांपल पाकिस्तान, अगर हम एजुकेशन, आपका जो पहला सवाल था कि पाकिस्तान एजुकेशन के लैंडस्केप पे कहाँ खड़ा है, तो जस्ट टू कोट यू सम नंबर, पाकिस्तान हैज़ द हाईएस्ट आउट ऑफ स्कूल चिल्ड्रन इन द वर्ल्ड आफ्टर नाइजीरिया। तो सेकंड लार्जेस्ट नंबर हमारे पास है दुनिया में आउट ऑफ स्कूल चिल्ड्रन का। हमारे पास 25 मिलियन बच्चे, यानी 2.5 करोड़ से ज़्यादा बच्चे हमारे, यानी हर चौथा बच्चा, हर तीसरा बच्चा जो है स्कूल नहीं जाता। हर 4 बच्चे जो मैट्रिक करने की एज रखते हैं उनमें से एक बच्चा मैट्रिक करता है। सिंध के अंदर 47,000 सरकारी स्कूल हैं प्राइमरी लेवल तक, सेकेंडरी में उनकी तादाद कम होकर 2,500 रह जाती है। तो पाकिस्तान का जो अपना चैलेंज है एजुकेशन के अंदर वो बहुत ह्यूज है, बहुत ह्यूज है। अच्छा, जब ये चैलेंज है तो फिर ये चैलेंज रिफ्लेक्ट होता है हमारी स्टार्टअप्स के ऊपर, और इवेंचुअली हमारी जो वर्क फोर्स है, जो हमारा आउटपुट होता है वो उसकी रिफ्लेक्शन है। फॉर एग्जांपल एक और इंडेक्स है ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स HDI, जिसका मतलब ये है कि आप ह्यूमन कैपिटल की क्वालिटी का अंदाजा कर सकते हैं कि अगर पाकिस्तान का एक वर्कर है, अगर आप उसको किसी दूसरे मुल्क से कंपेयर करेंगे तो वो किधर स्टैंड करता है। तो पाकिस्तान का जो ह्यूमन कैपिटल इंडेक्स है वो 156 है आउट ऑफ 186। इनफैक्ट ये जो पूरे साउथ एशिया के अंदर सबसे लो है। तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली पाकिस्तान एजुकेशन के ग्राउंड पे बहुत पीछे रहा है और पीछे जा रहा है। इसमें गवर्नमेंट का एक इनिशिएटिव था ड्यूरिंग कोविड टाइम। पाकिस्तान के 5 बड़े एडटेक स्टार्टअप ने कंसोर्शियम बनाया तकरीबन 2 साल पहले। फेडरल मिनिस्ट्री ने वर्ल्ड बैंक के साथ एक प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च किया K-12 की डिजिटल एजुकेशन का, कि जिसके अंदर 4 टीवी चैनल लॉन्च हुए, 2 रेडियो चैनल लॉन्च होने जा रहे हैं और एक तालीम ऐप लॉन्च होने जा रही है। गवर्नमेंट का प्रोजेक्ट है। इसका मतलब ये है कि गवर्नमेंट ये चाहती है कि अभी जैसे अगर हम लोग अभी बात कर रहे हैं तो मुझे नहीं पता कि हमारी इंटरनेट की कनेक्टिविटी, बैंडविड्थ, लाइट कब मुतासिर हो जाएगी। तो इस चीज के साथ ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन को मैनेज करना इट्स हार्ड। तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, गवर्नमेंट ने पब्लिक लेवल के ऊपर, पब्लिक सेक्टर के ऊपर एडटेक को कोशिश किया पुश करने का। तो हमने गवर्नमेंट के साथ काम किया था। फेडरल मिनिस्ट्री 5 पाकिस्तान के बड़े स्टार्टअप ने कंसोर्शियम बनाया था। ये प्रोजेक्ट रिसेंटली खत्म हुआ है। इसके अंदर हमने क्या किया कि हमने K-12 एजुकेशन को, जो प्राइमरी से लेके ग्रेड 12 तक की एजुकेशन होती है, उसको डिजिटलाइज किया और वो टीवी के जरिए, रेडियो के जरिए इस तरह से अवेलेबल है। तो मैं, क्योंकि इस इंडस्ट्री से मेरा 6 साल से ताल्लुक है और हम इसमें डे इन एंड डे आउट काम करते हैं और हम जो बड़े स्टार्टअप्स हैं उनसे अक्सर बातचीत रहती है, बहुत चैलेंज तैयार करते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि B2C इंडस्ट्री के अंदर देयर इज अ ह्यूज चैलेंज। B2B इंडस्ट्री के अंदर जहाँ पे स्कूल लेवल के ऊपर कैपेसिटी डेवलपमेंट की बात हो रही है, वहाँ पे देयर इज सम सिग्निफिकेंट इम्प्रूवमेंट इन दैट एरिया। तो अगर हम टेक्नोलॉजी को इम्प्रूव करेंगे तो आई थिंक the primary shift is required on the B2B level to start with, and then you can gradually as हमारी कॉम के अंदर डिजिटल टैक ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट की चीज़ें कम हो, स्टार्टअप आपस में चीज़ों को बेहतर कर सकें, तो फिर मेरे ख्याल से ये चीज़ें जो है वो ज़्यादा बेहतर।
Very well said, sir. My next question will be from Mr. Kashif Siddiqui. So, what do you think is the role of mobile applications in online courses and playing in expanding the educational opportunities in Pakistan?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Of course, huge role. By the way, there is no as such facility to be required or to be needed, and the huge advantage is what people can get connected through remote devices, for example, mobile, laptop, and of course through internet, and it can go around across every city or province or country, and of course globally across. So not that much costly, seamless overall. The two three things required. There is no such traveling. There is no such fuel required. No transportation. Just a device. Just an internet. And of course focus is there. Need is there. Requirement is there. So in a very short period of time, people can understand. People can learn a lot if they have these kind of facilities. First of all, number one. Number two, and of course there is a much impact financially to the candidate, to the student. Of course there is no as such huge expenses required, because there is no transportation, there is no as such building, there is no as such physical facility to be not required, I would say. Number two. Number three is what The challenges, the potential challenge could be in our country. Electricity shortage overall across the country, and of course there is not that much amount of internet spread it out across the country. So two, three, these kinds of issues could be there. But overall, as we can see factually, we have around 65 to 70% people who are youth in our country. So they need a lot this kind of facility, this kind of educational system, which is remote, which is device based, which is internet based, which is electricity based. So by having this facility, we can have a huge impact potentially in our country. Right away, we cannot cover all those 65% or 70%, but out of those, we can target around 30-35%, and it's going to be huge impact in the country. And the last but not the least, we have so many other challenges like security issues, political instability in the country, in most of the time, I would say. So these two three things could not impact overall in this kind of a facility, which is internet based or electricity based. So that's my take on that. Thank you.
Perfect. Kazim, so if you can shed some light on how educational technology help bridge the urban-rural education divide in Pakistan.
Well, after the COVID, especially after the COVID, as we have, I just said, that COVID has pushed us in the fourth industrial evolution, and everybody is using the internet now. Internet is no more a luxury; it has become a utility at the moment. And well, I think it doesn't matter if we come up with some startups or not. The world is open for the learners in today's world. And most of my students, they did a lot of courses on Udemy and Coursera. They applied for the financial help from them, and they have been granted the financial help, financial aid, you can say. And they have been learning from their courses. And right now, Google have started recently. Google have announced a few free courses for automation and big data and these sort of things. So the people are learning anyway. And as you can see, there are a number of TikTokers from the urban and rural areas of the country. They are doing a lot of things. So everybody is using internet. So many of them are using internet for learning few things, and a lot of people are using internet for entertainment, obviously. But a lot of people are giving awareness on their TikTok channels or YouTube channels as well. So people are sharing the knowledge, and others are learning because of COVID, thanks to COVID. And the awareness, everyone is getting the right awareness nowadays.
Perfect. Um, Asad, my next question from you. Uh, what do you think are the challenges and opportunities for teachers and educators in adapting the technologies in their enhanced teaching methods? Asad, I think you are on mute.
So, Hassan, I will start from the COVID times because I think at that time our teachers go to realize like they are lacking in the training of equipments or these things. Teachers were not provided enough trainings at that time, but they were given the instructions to go with Zoom, MS Teams, and all these tools. Right? They were not using. They didn't use in their students' time. Even these products were only launched during the COVID times. No one has used before. So I think that was a great challenge they faced, and still they are facing that challenge because after COVID times, technology has fast paced. Everyone has innovated many products, and teachers are on the front line. Then they have to use it. They have to use it and train others even. But they were not provided enough training. For that, what I did, like in my campus days, I provided training to some teachers, like they were using Microsoft Excel, Word, all these, and these were like you can say 20 years experience they had. But in Zoom and MS Teams they didn't had. So I think that was a big challenge we are facing there. If we have an education department like HEC or something, they should be providing enough training to the teachers, because they are on the front line. And if they are not giving good experience to the students, both are like having a gap in between, and the goal of receiving a good quality education is not going to get fulfilled. So I think that is the big challenge they are facing, and they still are not being facilitated by the government. And no one is, like, you can say, focusing on that training of the teachers, but they are like getting licenses of the Microsoft Office and all that, and then having partnerships and all that. They are like not focusing on the core issue, that is teachers. And if we talk about the opportunities, I think the more teacher is aware of the technology, the more he can provide better opportunities to the students. Like there are some tools, Jamboard, sticky notes, Miro, all these strategy tools. The moment teacher knows, they provide like opportunities to the students, and they get, you can say, they go above and beyond, because they get to know about the tool which is suggested by their teacher. And the moment they utilize it, they're going to get more, you can say, score, or going to perform more in their category. One last thing on that, there is Google Scholar, a great tool every time you have to use whenever you have to publish some paper or something. Every student and teacher, like the moment they you can complete their final project together, I think there should be a paper published. There is no still SOP exist in universities. Uh, like, I will not blame anyone, but I think again on higher level there should be SOP where every paper should be published, and like at the end of the day, Pakistani university name is going to be get, you can say, publicly
Recognized.
right. So I think these are the opportunities and the issues we are facing, and someone, or I will say HEC or some tech government has to work on that.
Perfect. Moving on to Wajhat Saab, my next question. What are some innovative ways in which EdTech is being used to enhance the learning experience of students in Pakistan? Uh, Wajhat Saab, you're not audible.
I audible now?
Yes, yes, now you are audible.
Thank you. So, as I said earlier as well, that at Pakistan, as we are at slightly infancy stage, uh, so we cannot utilize at that innovative technologies which are at par. So we have to start from somewhere. And I think, as I said, that the best way to start at that is from the B2B level, because you have, I mean, B2C level is the second level. If you can build the capacity, if you can develop the capacity of teachers at first level, so that would be much better. So, for example, there are some startups, like there is a startup named as Talimabad Knowledge Platform, who work with different schools and who provide a holistic LMS with complete lesson plan, activities, and everything, which is targeted to teachers. And once teachers are trained on that, they can deliver the same in the classroom. Because majority of the schools in Pakistan cannot go for the teachers training, because teachers training is doesn't come with a low cost model, and only elite school can afford teachers training kind of setup. So I think EdTech can help here, can benefit here, because you can provide access of quality material, of lesson plan, teaching material, resources to each and every school. So once you enable them, you can enable the teachers, and teachers then can, once their capacity is developed, they can deliver better in the classroom. So I think this is how the technology should be phase wise in Pakistan, rather starting at the B2C level. I mean, this is my observation while working with learning pits for last 6 years. Uh, this is uh, this is the lesson that we have learned. Also, this is the lesson which the fraternity, the AdTech fraternity has learned. Uh, uh, so this is my input to that. Hassaan, I have to join another meeting, and I'm really sorry
No,
for that.
no problem at all, sir. It was pleasure having you on the show. Thank you, sir. You may leave.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the next question with Mr. Kashif Siddiqui. Sir, how can EdTech platforms address the issues of skill development and workforce readiness in Pakistan?
Okay, well, it's not that much simple, by the way. But we must have some sort of strong ecosystem in the country, and of course, need of that ecosystem. And then this question basically appealing me, far behind, or even far forward, in terms of actually we are facing right now in terms of issue or problem. So the problem is the overall ecosystem and system of education system in our country. Technology comes later, I would say. There are three main pillars of any system in the world: people, process, technology. So first of all, we need to talk about people, of course, process, and of course, design of the system. So personally speaking, uh, जब तक नीड क्लियर नहीं होगी, लोगों की रिक्वायरमेंट क्लियर नहीं होगी, एक प्रॉपर सिस्टम मौजूद नहीं होगा जहाँ पे हम लोगों की नीड रिक्वायरमेंट के अकॉर्डिंगली we can impart things on a timely basis. We cannot have a merit of that system right away. That is the main issue. So the design should be there, the structure should be there, which can help us to impart things to the people which are in need in the current situation. So that has to be addressed first. Then comes technology. Of course, technology always helps us a lot in terms of things, in terms of much things in a single click. Latest things in a single click. Details of chat gpt is there are so many other tools which can help people to have research in their field, and of course their areas of interest, areas of research. So it takes time to nurture across the country.
Perfect. So my next question from Mr. Syed Kazim, can you shed some light on any specific government initiatives or policies that support the growth of EdTech in Pakistan?
Well, if you talk about HEC, I think HEC did a quite good job that they allowed universities to use Microsoft Teams, and the universities didn't have to take the burden of Microsoft Teams licenses and these sort of things. So from the HEC platform, universities can use it without any hurdles, and the one thing that I really want to appreciate the efforts of Cisco, because Cisco is right now they are training teachers of different schools regarding technology and regarding especially computers and these sort of things. So the teachers can, they would be able to equip with the technology, and they can use it in their normal teaching methodologies. So both of these organizations are doing good thing in terms of these things. As you all know that Zoom is not a right way to use for the teaching. It's not a complete LMS. So most of the universities, which are private universities, such as, for example, ICRA University and other private universities, they actually they bought the actual LMS which were available at that time in the market. For example, ICRA University has one of the best blackboard learning system for the LMS. So other universities opt a few things as well, but HEC did very well regarding Microsoft Teams, that which helped different universities especially the government universities who generally don't have budget to buy these sort of things. So I think they are doing good. But regarding the teachers and teachers training, I think the universities have to take these kind of initiatives. What we did is that, as you know, that most of the teachers, they just can't opt that new technology because of their age and these sort of things. So we actually provided the IT guy with every teachers while he's taking his class. So the IT guy is managing all the tech thing, and the teacher can actually take the class on the whiteboard just like a normal class. So we did these sort of things to teach children and without any delay or something.
Perfect. So this brings to the last question of today's show. What advice or recommendation do you have for educational institutions, policymakers, and students who want to embrace the opportunities offered by EdTech in Pakistan?
Well, if you ask me, I would say that right now the education is quite expensive in Pakistan, and a normal person is not able to afford these sort of things. And especially if his children didn't get admission in public university, the private universities are quite expensive. So I think the universities should opt the technology and move towards the online courses or something, and reduce the fee, so that would be easily affordable for everyone. That's what we should do.
Perfect. Kashif Saab, Asad, if you can, if you want to contribute on this.
Yeah, exactly. Again, sorry, Asad, please, thank you. Uh, चूंकि मेरा ताल्लुक आईटी से है, तो मैं बेसिकली नीड रिक्वायरमेंट को फोकस करता हूँ पहले ना। तो पहले तो मैं देखना चाहिए सोसाइटी की नीड की रिक्वायरमेंट है क्या, आई मीन इंडस्ट्री की रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है। पहले हमें ये समझना चाहिए हम स्टडी करते क्यों हैं, एजुकेशन हम लेते क्यों है ना। सिंपल सी बात है, कोई रॉकेट साइंस तो है नहीं। अगर कोई लैंडलॉर्ड नहीं है, किसी का कोई बिजनेस नहीं है, तो एजुकेशन ले रहा होता है ऑफ कोर्स अवेयरनेस के लिए, नॉलेज के लिए, एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स प्राइम ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है जॉब करना। एक्चुअली राइट नाउ पाकिस्तान में इंडस्ट्री की रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिसोर्स। अगर जब तक वो बुनियादी तौर पर अलाइन नहीं होगी, यूनिवर्सिटी चाहे सस्ती हो, महंगी हो, सरकारी हो, गैर सरकारी हो, डजेंट मैटर, रिमोट काम करती हो, बिल्डिंग अच्छी हो, बुरी हो, डजेंट मैटर, ठीक है। जब तक वो अलाइनमेंट नहीं होगी, और ये डिज़ाइन लेवल इशू है, जब तक इस डिज़ाइन लेवल इशू को आप एड्रेस नहीं करेंगे, आगे जाके आप जो चाहें फैसिलिटी दे दें, जो चाहे आप टेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ा दें, जो चाहे आप फैकल्टी लेके आ जाए, उससे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। हमेशा एक बात, दूसरी बात है कि हमेशा हम स्टूडेंट से एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे होते हैं कि वो ये कर दे, वो कर दे, मेहनत करे, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला। कभी हमने ये फोकस किया है कि फैकल्टी को क्या करना चाहिए। वाई? बिकॉज मैं ये क्यों कह रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मेरा पिछले 20-25 साल से ताल्लुक़ रहा है इंडस्ट्री से भी और फैकल्टी से भी। ये मैं क्यों कह रहा हूँ, उसकी वजह ये है कि इंडस्ट्री को चाहिए एक्स, फॉर एग्जाम्पल। फैकल्टी जो परमानेंट है, उसका एज सच इंडस्ट्री से डायरेक्टली कोई ताल्लुक नहीं होता। होते हैं उसमें कुछ लोग जो इंडस्ट्री से होके जाते हैं, या पार्ट टाइम पे के सॉफ्टवेयर हाउस चला रहे होते हैं, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, या उनके कुछ अपने फ्रेंड सर्कल्स में होते हैं इस तरह से। बट इवेंचुअली होता क्या है कि जो इंडस्ट्री को चाहिए होता है वो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर रही होती। यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हमारी नर्सरी हैं। नर्सरी में जो पढ़ाया जाएगा वहीं से आउटपुट आएगा और इनपुट होगा इंडस्ट्री का। ये अलाइनमेंट जब तक इस्टेब्लिश नहीं होगी, फैकल्टी ट्रेन नहीं होंगे थ्रू इंडस्ट्री, थ्रू आई डोंट नो और क्या उसमें चीज़ें हो सकती हैं। बाकी ये व्हाट्सएप हुआ, लिंक्डइन हुआ, ये सारे टूल्स और एलएमएस के और जूम और ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, ये सब बहुत की बात की बात है। फिर इंडस्ट्री की इन्वॉल्वमेंट होनी चाहिए कोर्स आउटलाइन डिज़ाइन करने में। ये कोर्स आउटलाइन भी अगेन डिज़ाइन का पार्ट है किसी भी एजुकेशन या किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ का। स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं बाद में, परमानेंट फैकल्टी, कोर्स आउटलाइन, उससे भी पहले अगर आप आ जाए तो फिर आ जाता है आप एचईसी, जो कि आपका रेगुलेटर है। जब तक एचईसी से चीज़ें ड्राइव नहीं होंगी, then comes to the university, then comes what faculty permanent, that comes what their various relevant committees, I don't know, education board ki committee, blah blah blah, and then of course course outline, then way of teaching, then way of delivering things, then way of talking to the students, then comes what technology, then comes what classroom। वो सब चीज़ें बहुत बात की जाती है। तो जब तक इस चीज़ को डिज़ाइन लेवल पर हमने एड्रेस कर दिया, वो कहते हैं ना बिग बिग स्मॉल रॉक और शॉर्ट बिग रॉक,
अगर हम 20% चीज़ों को हम एडजस्ट करेंगे तो मेजर 80% सब सॉल्व हो जाएंगे. थैंक यू.
Correct.
I will second Kashif bhai. I think that was amazing feedback he provided, and like we have to be go stepwise approach. And I think there is one point we have left. I will focus on that. That is student part, right? So students are, you can say, they have to go beyond the degree. What I have seen so far, they are just focusing on that campus activities and then 4 years program of degree. Right now what we have, like I am, you can say, emphasizing on that. And for my campus, like Comsets Lahore, we have started that activity. We have Google chapter, Microsoft chapter, and then we have industry partners, so software houses, you can say, right? So before the degree we are providing them like ambassador programs, events, tech festivals. So the moment they have exposure to the industry, even before graduating, they know what is the need of the market, right? And they have connections already, they have networking already, they are using LinkedIn, so you can say swiftly. I mean, before graduating, it is one of the biggest investments you can do. Like, you know what they are doing and what trends I should be following. So I think in that sense, you should be having networking, like for students. And if we go for the educational system or the governing bodies, I think the sooner the better. Please work on some big company, get them on in Pakistan. We are not producing enough CEOs who can take charge in YouTube or something, because you are not providing enough opportunity to the student. He will not have the exposure, or she will not have the exposure of bigger companies. How he or she will be taking in charge of any big company in future? Because you have, you can say, snubbed their progress or their growth. And after 5 or 10 years, if they work hard, they go, like you can say, abroad, then they get opportunity into working into some bigger company, and they have then start, you can say, their career projection. So please don't let them go abroad. Give them the opportunities here, and after graduation we should be having, like, I think 5,000, 10,000 vacancies available in some company, just like YouTube or some bigger company as in India. And then they will polish our students automatically. They will get experience of the industry, and they will like make our Pakistan proud in edtech and education system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable insights. With this, we come to the end of today's show. It was wonderful having all of you on the panel, and we look forward to have another session like this in the future as well. Thank you so much, and we will look forward to have you again. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Thank
Allah
you, Allah
Hafiz.
Hafiz.
Thank you.
Allah
Allah
Hafiz.
Hafiz.